I figured it out. I figured it out. Hello. Hello, YouTube. This was supposed to start 8 minutes ago, but apparently YouTube, when I hit go live on OBS, it doesn't go live like Twitch does. I have to go specifically to the YouTube page, hit go live there, even though I've already started the stream. I didn't get very far though, as you can see. Oh boy. Anyways, get that all set back up. Now let's get to it. Yes, scree. I'm screeing internally. Lion, you have a tendency to grow too emotional during your job. Hope you show some discretion. It's a shame. I want to have a look at your face. Reckon you won't tell us where your star is, right? Hell I am. I'm taking this location to the grave with. Damn it, where was blank supposed to be again? My memories are escaping me too quickly. Right, no mouth. Which in turn means we won't learn how to acquire it from this person. Can I end them now? Sure. Hey, what's that noise? Don't tell me, Panther. Did you allow yourself to be tracked? No, there was no one that could have pursued me. The wild animal. It's not the sound a beast would make. Bus? How did you even end up here? So taking a wrong turn? I went with mostly monochrome scheme for the thing because it's not the model I want, but it was free. So I'll save the more colorful stuff for when I have a model I actually want. The price they'll pay for taking the wrong road will be heavier than they expect. Hello, Don Quixote, Magical Mate, and welcome to the stream. Day is very long, and I am tired, and I have been dealing with technical issues for the past 3 hours. But we're in. Sleeper agents are already arriving. Invested lion strength. Yes, bus sounds. My eyes are still right, then you'll reach the Harbor of Glory. Who are you? Nameplate says Faust. You've lost your way in a dark forest. I'm sorry, what? I do love the way you're talking, Don Quixote. You were not overcome with fear. What was that? That's... It's simply lift my head to find the star. That's right. Now, repeat with the heart what I tell you aloud as you remind yourself of that image. Follow your star. Follow your star. At that moment, I felt a sudden thump in my head, followed by the sting of several chains penetrating my chest. Relax, though it may feel otherwise, your heart is still functional. The pact has been sealed. Given what happened in Blob Corp, I'm not quite sure what to think about this right now. Dante, from this day forth, we are bound to your time. The beating of our hearts now depends on where your hands fall. You'll make a fine leader. Yes, Dawn is always about the justice.
정말 이걸로 된 건가요?
Classic conversation without a number of phone in the Crimson Clear has shattered my spirit. Sorry, I have at least the phone number thing set up because I don't want to risk getting hate rated and whatnot. So it's a bit easier to set up just a bit of security that way. Is that really everything? Single apple has fallen. This guy's still not making any sense. Jeez, the weight was killing me. Finally, some action now. Well, I guess we could use a little warm-up. What is that wretch miserably writhing on the ground? You're the newest addition to the team? Jumping between streams, I must tie onto P-Corp to procure a fine phone. I have no idea what P-Corp is. Not a clue. Yes, there is also a YouTube stream. I should have my account linked in my socials. You might want to watch your words. I heard that's our soon-to-be boss. Attack must have happened in an instant. I'm impressed you managed to hide your head. Who are you people? What's up with this bus? You're bearers of justice who have come to aid you, and this is the magical bus that takes us wherever we wish to go. 12:20 a.m. That's late. Well, I would say that's late, but I normally like staying up until 2-3 a.m. normally myself. But I also have this issue where my body likes to work on a schedule of 25 to 26 hours, so I tend to drift later and later and later each day. So I get to the point where, like, yesterday, where I woke up at about 7 p.m. and I haven't slept since then, so. Sarcastic reference of the only things the stream knows about the project movement is LabCorp. Yes. I know vaguely things about Project Moon. I know what happened in Lobotomy Corporation, and that's pretty much it.
그런 대답을 바라는 거 아니었어요?
Wasn't that what you expected to hear? Either way, you're better off believing us to be your saviors. Racing against time when the situation isn't in our favor, so let me explain this once. After some time passed, so if I'm not mistaken here and I do as you said, these total strangers will fight for me?
맞아요.
Correct, as long as you give them the right orders. Alright, so we'll kill these arrogant vandals dead. Go back to where I was. And what was I doing? Where was I when I did that? Something extremely important was upon me, something I shouldn't forget.
진정해요.
Calm down, it's only natural to happen with your current head. Sorry about pausing randomly, I'm a little dehydrated, so I'm just sipping on some water. So if I stop talking for a few seconds, that's just what I'm doing. You should focus on the struggle at hand, Dante. Pardon, I'm not sure how I should address you.
시계
Would
지휘관님.
Commander Clock suffice?
아무튼
In any case, we await your
전투 명령을
orders.
내려주십시오.
뭘 명령까지야.
Hey,
각계전투밖에
do we
답이
really need
없잖아.
orders? Seems like going one-on-one is the only way.
저기요.
Hey,
뭘 쑥덕대고
running
있는
off your
거야?
mouths. We
다
just need to
으스러뜨리면
crush them all.
그만이잖아.
최선을 다해주세요.
Please do your best, Dante. There's no two ways about it, I suppose. Got Encephalon modules to claim rewards after completing a mirror dungeon expedition. Yes, thank you. I'm not anywhere near a mirror dungeon. Let's begin by learning the basics of combat. Please direct your attention to the dashboard here. You'll use the dashboard to relay your commands to the sinners. Find your sinner's skills on the dashboard. The control scheme is simple, so we drag the left end of the dashboard to the right end to chain the skills when you're ready to enter the combat phase. Press and hold the gear on the left of the dashboard to grab the chain. Chain from left gear, connect the skills from left to right along the guiding line. Well done. Now skills for all sinners have been chained. You may press the gear on the right to start the combat phase.
행동을 개시합니다.
Your sinners lose every part of the combat. Now remember this part. That's how you, the manager, issue your orders. Let's try that again. Look at the dashboard, grab the chain from the left gear, and connect the skills along the guiding line to command us to use them. Dashboard issue commands your sinners in combat. Start the combat phase by following these steps. 1. Grab blah 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 blah. I wonder if it says anything if you don't follow the line. Who knows? Please issue a command. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be a speed for the combat. That's okay. It's literally just these. You know what red does. Whatever.
금방 다녀올게.
Well, thinking speed up his egos, or if you hold down the L and B during the animation, it speeds up. Fair enough. Most games have a speed setting, so I was wondering if they had that somewhere. I'm looking at all. I have no idea what any of these skills do. Don't even get the top row.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
Story where you get your ass beat indeed. It's an info display, but they're just teaching you controls. Fair enough. Defeat. Finding abnormalities and focus encounters, but wow, that was bypassed.
이런 것들에게 사자가
I
당했다고.
don't get it. This is what Lion struggled against?
잠깐만.
Whoa, hang on.
방금까지 싸웠던
This is
사람이
kind of weird coming
말하는
from someone you
거지만
were just fighting.
대화로 풀 수
I'm
있는
pretty sure we can talk this out. No, that doesn't look like you can talk that out, Gregor.
이건 이상적이지 않소.
Is unideal.
처음부터
Ah,
말이 안
I
되는
knew it was
싸움이라고
ridiculous idea to have a
생각했는데.
fight against them. Is it quite behind? Where is YouTube currently at? Oh wow, it is. I don't think I set it up with a delay. Whatever. Does it tend to fall behind naturally? Okay. Set it to 4 times randomly. I suppose if you ever have buffering on your end, then it's going to do that. Nice. Right now, them and
다들 장난해?
chopped.
난 시작도.
Kidding, haven't even smash. What the hell is going on? You said you'll fight in my stead.
말은 안 했어요.
Never promised to win said fights. That's true. That's true. You never promised to win. What?
그리고 저만
And it seems that I'm the only survivor. Okay. So you were waiting for this? You have some hidden card up your sleeve, right?
비장의 수.
Not necessarily a trump, no.
그저
Rather,
별을
but following the star.
따라가는 거죠.
단체로 자살놀이라도 하는 건가?
Is this some kind of suicidal performance? Not the funniest lives to end. But what am I supposed to do? Jumping triumphantly only to die like flies. Can't remember a thing about the past since I repeated what she said. This how I die?
뱀에게 전해라, 거짓 사자.
The serpent this, false lion.
막을 수 없는 흐름이라고.
This flow cannot be stopped.
붉은색.
Red? Why?
내가 왜 팔다리만 잘라낸
You know
줄
I
알아?
only dismembered those two?
그래야
Because at least one of you
네가
needs to be
저들을
able to carry the
데리고
rest out of here.
허둥지둥 이곳을 벗어날 테니까 달아난 팔과 다리를
You're the only
대체해줄
one left to
놈이
offer them any
너밖에 없으니.
red gaze.
시선.
You know, that means a lot more now. After getting Lobotomy Corporation lore than the first time I played this. I was like, oh, what's the red gaze mean? I'm like, oh, I understand now.
그렇게 노려보지 마. 네 놈들이 해놓은 짓에 비하면
Don't glare at me like that. This is nothing compared to what you did.
그 정도 부상이면
Wounds like these, I'm sure your boss will recognize that you did your part.
생각할 거다.
Consider them a medal of honor.
관장처럼 여기라고. 아니면
Unless
여기서
you want this to be the end of your life. You are one of them? Too late. Already.
늦은 건
One is
아무것도
too late,
없습니다.
Dante.
단테, 우리에게 필요한 건
There's only
오직
one thing we need.
되돌릴 시간.
Little time to rewind. Suddenly overwhelmed by a sharp pain in my chest, as though my heart were being torn asunder. Followed by flashes in the ribs, intestine, stomach, and lungs. I'm not screaming on stream, especially when I'm tired. Engulfed in a deluge of torment, twisting and squeezing my entire body, I let an agonizing scream. You. Fading consciousness, the only thing I could perceive was the deceased flesh reconstructing in a bizarre manner.
앞으로도 끝내주게
Suffer plenty from now on, Dante.
단테.
Voice of the man with red eyes. RICGs, I'll miss you forever. Why is this saying I don't have an active public stream on YouTube? Good. Sure looks like it on my end. You're the howl of a beast somewhere. Cries ceaselessly. Just wailing. Is it wailing out of hunger or
움찔움찔거려. 일어난
being
걸까?
itchy twitchy? Did they get up?
드디어 정신을 차렸군. 버티지 못하고
Wake at last. Would have been a tad bit disappointed if you croaked on us. It's not OBS, it's this other thing I'm using, Caster Labs, and it puts together the Twitch and YouTube chats for me, so I can have it on one screen. And it seems to be having issues with detecting. It's saying my YouTube stream is going off and on, and it doesn't appear to be, so I'm guessing it's just Caster Labs having issues. Nice.
상쾌한 아침.
First morning. This is Karen, the bus driver.
아침은 아니지만
It's not morning, but I guess it's refreshing. How do you feel, Dante? Why? You're talking like a clock. Language barrier this is. I can imagine that would be difficult, trying to talk to someone and all you get is TikTok.
저는 베르길리우스라고 합니다.
Tell me Virgilius. If you can understand what I'm saying, give me some kind of reaction.
뭔가 이해했다는 행동이라도 취하시죠, 단테.
Give him a quick nod since he didn't seem hostile.
좋아.
Good, at least your hearing is functional. Let's ride,
일단
Karen.
출발하지, 카론.
출발할게.
Now departing. Vroom vroom. There's a heavy roar and vibrations, so they echoed from the bottom of a deep mire. No, I don't communicate in texts and talks. But then I realized I was aboard a bus. A bus. I can't be sure if I've ever ridden such a vehicle in the past.
당신이 누구였는지는
You remember who you were? I had to say no. I had been reminded that my head was now a clinking mechanism.
원래 기억을
Suppose you want your memory back, am I right?
그렇지 않나?
Yeah, I'm not downloading TikTok, thanks. Nodded. I sure feel like an idiot.
매끄럽고.
Neither the gets. What's to stop the rest of you from adopting this gesture-based communication?
어떻게 생각하지, 파우스토 씨?
It's yours, Miss Faust?
파우스트는 사양하고 싶어요.
You finally turned down the offer. Right, she always refers to herself in the third person, doesn't she?
저희가 매끄럽게 몸을 움직일 수
Oh, no, she doesn't.
그렇게 많지는 않을 것 같으니까.
I doubt we'll have that much freedom over our own bodies most of the time. She's the one who spoke to me back in the forest. So her hair that glistens even without sunlight gives off a rather mysterious air.
단테.
Dante? Dante. When I think of it, the red-eyed man has been calling me that, too. Yes, I understand your references here, Project Moon. I read the Divine Comedy.
단테는 당신의 이름이에요.
That is your name. Amnesia must be affecting you rather severely. Sure looks like it. It doesn't sound like a familiar word.
점차 익숙해질 거랍니다.
Get used to it in time. Wait, you can understand me? The group that attacked me earlier, and that Virgie or whatever he was called, seemed to hear nothing but ticking from me.
파우스트에게는 제대로 된
Can hear what you intend to
단어를
speak.
들린답니다.
You can? But how? You don't even have a real mouth.
그런 구시대적인 발상이
The ideas must be
머리를
one
바꿔서
of the side
생각하는
effects that
거예요.
came with your head replacement. Okay.
손이나 혀 따위의 발성기관이 있어야만 대화를 할 수 있다는 것.
It's anachronistic to think that vocal organs such as the chords or tongue are necessary to participate in conversation. I see that smug little smile, you fucking joker. Anachronistic, right. Never considered that.
당신의 말은 한
You can limit the
사람에게만
recipient of your words to one person or choose to speak to everyone at once.
모두라는
Ah,
말은
hello,
수정해야
clarification. When
되군요.
I say everyone, I'm only referring to the
수강자들에게만
sinners.
해당하는 이야기예요.
Sinners?
당신의 뒤에 앉아 있는
People who have taken seats behind you. Thank you for the follow, Thostar.
방금까지 당신을
Ones who fought
대신해서
in your
싸운
stead
사람들이
until moments
말하는
ago.
겁니다.
Oh, so thou art the final piece that completes our journey's cast. How I have yearned for this moment.
아, 형씨.
Say, pal, where do you sell your old cranium off?
당신이었군요.
It's you. Thanks for putting my spine back into one
박살나 있던
piece.
척추가
Are you
말끔하게
a surgeon or
돌아왔어요.
something in the nest?
혹시
둥지에서 의사 일이라도 했나요?
다들 닥쳐라.
Everyone quiet. Nothing is more displeasing than to hear a choir of noises.
도 없으니
Mood.
자기 소개가 필요한
Suppose
시점.
you all owe them a brief introduction.
그럼 가벼운 인사를 나눌 시간을
Give you time to make yourselves known, starting with the closest one. Go on.
왜 이름은 항상
It's always the ones in front that go first. It's like you're taking sort of a lead now.
당신이 우리를 이끌
You're gonna be our boss, or, yeah, our manager. Manager?
그래.
Yep.
그래서 어떤
That's why I was
인물인지
real
굉장히
curious to meet
궁금했는데
you,
말이야.
and...
아,
Forming the right
역시 뭔가
sentences is
말을
tough
만드는 건
work.
어려워. 머리통은 어디 팔아먹었는지
You did with your
모르겠지만
old head, but I guess everyone has their story.
나는 그레고르라고 한다.
I'm Gregor. We're in this together,
잘
manager
부탁한다고,
bud.
관리자 양반.
This center is relatively easy to handle in terms of personality. However, an upsurge of emotion or sudden change of environment may cause parts or the whole of his body to transform into instinct, notably akin to a carapace resembling that of the blank fishes. You do not wish to be a rude manager, not that you're obligated to be nice. We recommend keeping your facial expression in check so that your disgust is not visible to him. Sometimes use a cynical language, but he can still be reasoned with, and you can get around him without much difficulty as long as you learn the knack of it.
그래, 양반이 뭐야 양반이. 이제부터 우리한테
Greg, they aren't just your bud or pal. You're talking to the person who'll make us filthy rich.
그래?
Greg? Rich? What's that about?
양반보다는
See, what's better? Dante, don't mind me if I call you by name. You can call me
당신도 나를
Rhodia.
로제라고 불러.
Rhodion. The unfortunate traits of being Backstreet's born are apparent in this sinner. She loves money, gambling, and betting, so it is advised to pay close attention to her as the manager. She tends to deflect orders on an unimpressive wink or a silly joke. Recommend taking a stern stance at times to remind her that you are her superior. Maybe down at irregular intervals. There's nothing you can do to aid her in that state, so we recommend waiting for it to pass. Just fucking ignore her when she's moody, apparently.
관리자가 된데 이유가 있다고 믿어.
I think there's well, good reason you became our manager.
분명 원래는 둥지에
Sure,
굉장한
used to be a big deal
사람이었겠지.
back at the nest, right?
그때
When we
버릇을
have to start coming
조금만
back,
내비쳐도
we'll be that much
우리한테
closer to rolling in the
돈이
dough.
주르륵 들어올 생각을 하니?
Also, I wanted to comment on it earlier. The clock thing makes me wonder if T-Corp is involved. She does have sociability, I'll give her that.
아차, 내 정신 좀 봐.
Oh gosh, look at me keeping on. Hey kid, it's your turn next.
안녕하세요.
Good day.
아, 시시해.
Boring.
그게
That's it?
끝이야?
Oh, I'm Sinclair.
싱클레어라고.
Even with the volatile nature of human growth around his age taken into consideration, this sinner seems to be particularly startled or frowned when spoken to. He isn't used to real combat at the moment, meaning that he may struggle to keep himself together at the sight of something as mild as split innards at first. To maybe those with violent tendencies among your crew, we recommend taking an approach focused on positive reinforcement with this sinner. He appears to possess a murderous gaze that he himself isn't aware of. This is a hopeful sign that he has the potential to grow into an expert of our company's profession with the right stimuli. This boy looks awfully unnerved. Even joined this company of his own accord.
더 해야 할
Is
말이
there anything else I need to say? I've never worked for a company before.
처음이라.
뭐 앞으로
Well,
남은
you
날은
learn the
많을
ropes in the coming
테니까.
days.
그럼 거기
Okay
글자
then,
친구가
how about you
다음
next, nerdy
타자.
pal?
이상이라.
I'm Yisang. That's nice and straightforward. Formerly the youngest chief researcher at the Redacted Wing, this sinner possesses higher intelligence compared to most others. Estimate that everyday conversation with the sinner will prove difficult for managers selected by our current screening process. Avoiding communication altogether will pose a risk of its own, however. If the sinner remains silent for a long time, that means he is currently processing a line of deliberate thought. We recommend waiting patiently for him. That's it?
이상이요.
Smoker mirrors. Wait for him to reveal that he was pulling a prank or something. But he just stared vacantly into the window, disinterested.
답답하네요.
I can't believe you people.
사회생활의 첫걸음은
Proper introductions in the
인사잖아요.
step and proper introductions is the first step to being a member of society. Call me
이스마일이라고
Ishmael, if you
불러주세요.
please. You may be disheartened by the defective state of many of your sinners, but do not worry. The sinner is one of the few who can carry out most missions without much complaint. She is likely to make reasonable judgments, so it is a good idea to start conversations while looking her way if you're seeking sound advice. However, you mustn't forget, the sinner has traveled an absurd voyage in a far and wide body of water. Her patience may run deep, but once you take a wrong turn with her, it will be a difficult task to regain her trust.
당신 덕택에 동강난 몸이
We're going to
돌아왔다고
put our bodies
들었어요.
back together from pieces. I look
앞으로도
forward to
잘
working with
부탁해요.
you. I really don't think it was putting them back together so much as it was rewinding them in time. Which is, again, why I think there's T-Corp involved in this. She gave a polite bow before returning to her seat. Although she emphasized sociality, she didn't feel like the most amicable sort.
미안하게 됐네.
In my inability to read.
사회생활하고는 거리가 좀 멀어서.
It's very disappointing because I don't care too much for fitting in.
클리프.
Name's Heathcliff. Used to be a professional wrecker for property and people alike. This sinner prefers to take action rather than wait for logic to dictate his course. This was not a good color on background. Really wasn't. His thoughts and feelings are blatantly visible in his demeanor, and he has no intention of hiding them. His brashness may cause headaches or physical injury leading to a headache in the process of forming a relationship. Please do note that this is not an indication of serious damage to the sinner's thought process. If his fit of rage persists, please contact the Human Resources Department. Once you realize that he's the type that tends to be simple-minded, you'll have an easier time handling him. Not British colors, it's dark purple on a dark background. It's hard to read.
누가 시켜서가 아니라 거슬리는 것들에게 하고 다니긴 했지만.
Under anyone's orders, mind you. I only did it to buggers that got on my nerves.
당신도 조심하라고.
So you'd better watch it.
나는 윗사람이라고
Deathly allergic to cocky
거들먹거리는
gaffers who think they can boss me around. I don't think I've done anything to give that impression yet.
드디어 이 몸의 차례인가?
It's my turn to speak. I am Don Quixote. There's no sinner that can outmatch this one's level of passion if we were to measure it. An avid aficionada of all things fixer, she adorns herself with a variety of fixer-related merchandise. It won't affect her performance in combat one way or another, so there's no need for you to restrict her from keeping her decorations. She's deeply immersed in the role of a righteous fixer, hence the exaggerated mannerisms akin to those of an actor. Has such a thing ever existed, really? Advised to play along with her for a smooth mission. Black creature, indeed.
그대와 함께 꿈을 향해 달려갈 해결사지.
The fixer shall sprint from the dream side by side. Pleasure to have thee. Fixer, that definitely feels like a term I used to know. Yeah, I wonder why.
해결사 말인가? 내가 대답해 줄 수 있네.
Just I wish to know what it is. I can answer that question. Fixers are protectors of the city.
아, 도시에 대해서
Perchance thou mayest struggle to remember the city. 'Tis... I believe I said this is for brief introductions. Don't make me say it twice. Next.
홍루라고 한답니다.
Name's Hong Lu. Hope we can get along well. Sinner who had lived an affluent life before becoming our company's asset. As such, he has a certain admiration for a free life, but occasionally he may make ignorant and unsavory questions in regards to the food cooked by a certain other sinner or other aspects of the low lives, lowly culture. This can cause significant irritation for the other sinners. However, it's important to note that no sarcastic undertones are contained in his curiosity-driven inquiries, so it's ill-advised to let them get physical over it.
우와, 당신.
Oh, look at you. Isn't that a fascinating head there? Popular model these days, I suppose. I really don't think it's a popular model these days. Pretty sure most people would have a head rather than a clock. No, this isn't that kind of... Not my interest, though.
저건 무슨 말싸가지?
What's wrong with your attitude? Heathcliff looked to be just moments away from swinging his bat. Also, I didn't comment on it, but that is a massively oversized bat. Like, if it was a regular bat, it'd probably be... that long? It's almost twice as long. When he realized red gaze laid on him, he grunted and sat back down. It's Ryoshu. As they say, every person has their own creed, and it's only right to respect it as the executive manager. But with some creeds, you'll have difficulty in even simply pretending to sympathize. You'll have noticed that the sinner in question is a silent chain smoker whose eyes shine with a euphoric gleam only during battle. He believes that senselessly destroying the enemy's heads is an uncultured act and a step backwards for art. Caution, the sinner's background is one that even our company may have trouble handling. It's advised against making her breed personal resentment towards you.
요르슈크.
Here it is, night. Fuck off. What point was I supposed to laugh?
메르소.
You're supposed to laugh when I laughed. Please refer to me as such. Wants clear and concise commands, requiring no judgment on his part. That is a concise profile. Pretty polite.
특별한 것이 아닙니다.
This isn't anything special. I'm simply behaving normally. It's touched. There, see?
네.
Yes. Feels as if something were gravely amiss with him, but I can't seem to pin it down exactly. Though she scanned me up and down was a little daunting. I felt almost compelled to bow to her, but she stopped me with a motion of her hand. Please, I will never make my manager grovel for me. Ms. Elvis, I apologize for my rudeness earlier. I'm very aware with who you're named after. Very familiar with who you're named after. The senator can serve as an excellent advisor depending on your capability. However, she also has a meddlesome tendency, so it's recommended to keep her satisfied with short replies of agreement. She's an expert when it comes to tactics and various pearls of wisdom about life, making her advice all the more valuable for your mission. In addition, she possesses a vast knowledge of workshop technologies. You can trust her with repairs of the bus. Notice, unlike the other sinners, accessing records pertaining to the past of the sinner is not permitted. Warning, keep an eye on the sinner and beware that she does not exercise her cunning intellect for purposes other than completing our company's mission. Yes. Oh, please. Generosity is a humbling sight. At first glance that you have what it takes to lead us. Sorry? Most humans cause noise and friction as a result of confrontation. Some are able to reap mutual benefit from coming head to head. Number one simp extraordinaire, saying Otis here is the simp. Could be compared to a relationship between a blade and a whetstone. Vow to serve you with unrivaled devotion, executive manager. It is yours to wield. That's reassuring. Thanks. I gave her an approving nod, even though I still don't get what she meant by her rudeness. I'm amazed at how you can sing such bold-faced high praise not too long after calling him a miserably writhing wretch. I think I see now. I'm the last. Faust is the name. The singer who developed the engine of Mephistopheles, the bus operated by Limbus Company, she claims that there's no one in the city who could rival her library of knowledge and wisdom, and she isn't necessarily wrong. I find her high and mighty attitude when she allows you to converse with her displeasing, but as seen with how she treats everyone with subtle gestures of arrogance, there is no hope of her parting with it ever. We recommend simply nodding once and getting over it. Even though she has an unparalleled genius, we can't quite figure out how to use this one. Perhaps you could be the one to find out. With whom you're lucky to cross paths even once in your life. Sounds like you aren't convinced, Dante.
괜찮습니다.
Well, that's fine.
경험을
Come to
통해
learn, all in due
차차
time.
이해할 수 있을 거예요.
Learn what?
파우스트가
Ghost is indeed a brilliant
천재였다는
mind.
사실 말이에요. 관측자가 깨닫지 못한다.
Before a real tree falls, the fact of its
사실이
sound cannot
진실이
become
되는
truth when the
없으니까요.
outside observer fails to recognize it. Okay.
소개는
Enough
여기까지.
greetings.
단테,
Dante, can you
당신의
explain your new
직무를
occupation?
알려드리죠.
As the manager?
관리자를 말하는 거냐고.
You're asking if the
묻고
job
있어요.
you're about to explain is that of a manager. Give it, that red-eyed man couldn't hear me, unlike the sinners.
맞습니다.
That's
관리자
correct,
단테.
Executive Manager Dante. You will embark on a trip to the Inferno with 12 sinners who just introduced themselves.
지옥을 기행하게 될 것입니다.
A little on the nose, don't you think? Just a little on the nose. Inferno? Why should I go to hell?
자신이 지옥으로 가야
Why they
하는
need to travel to the Inferno? How about this? Treasure awaits at the end of the road.
보물이
Would that suffice?
기다리니까.
You don't mean I used to be a treasure hunter or something? I can't seem to get you at all.
못하는군요.
이해를 요구한 건
I do not ask for your understanding, Dante, nor is this a question of your
의사를
willingness.
아니죠.
Post is also not quite communicating what Dante is saying. Getting the gist, but not what they're saying.
기억과 머리를
You'll have to listen to me if you want to reclaim your memories in original head.
겁니다.
I mean, I do want them back, but
미적거리네요.
you're hesitant.
파우스트
It's Faust.
씨,
What we do if Dante keeps on
단테가
refusing to cooperate?
계속해서 거부하면
Not a scenario we
우리는
anticipated.
어떻게 되는 거지?
무슨 말씀을?
Preposterous. Faust anticipates every
모든 것을
possibility.
예상한답니다. 단테,
Dante, once you've completed all your missions,
당신은
you'll be
성의를
able to
새길 수
engrave
있을
the
거예요.
aspect.
제가 보증하죠.
I can promise you that. Aspect, the word that strikes my mind intensely. When my memories are gone, my underlying instincts are responding strongly to it. I'm not sure I should know what that means right now. Didn't come up in the Lobotomy Corporation. And I don't know if it comes up in Library of Ruina. You honestly didn't need to tell me. I was just musing to myself. Because now that you told me that no one knows, now I know it's not a spoiler, which is kind of a spoiler. Led by intuition, I make my choice.
보이죠? 고개를
See there?
끄덕이잖아요.
They're nodding.
좋아.
Good.
계속
We can
가면
continue.
되겠어. 그런데 카론,
By the way, Karan, why isn't the bus moving? Were you dozing off?
버스 기사는 졸음
Bus driver only
상태에서
snoozes at
앉아라.
rest spots for
내피 앞에
weirdos were hanging
이상한
around in
놈들이
front of
서성이고
Nephi.
있었어.
카론 말했잖아.
Told you, Karan, if anything happens with the
버스에 무슨 일이
bus,
생기면
you've got to
곧바로
let me know
알려야
right away.
한다니까.
Nephi, who's that?
메피스토펠레스.
Mephistopheles, the name of this bus and the engine that runs it.
버스를 구동하는 엔진의 이름.
And Post's magnum opus Cordis.
파우스트의 심혈을 기울인 역작이죠.
지옥을 순항하기에는 걸만.
Ideal ferry boat to bear us across the Inferno.
그렇게 생각하지
Wouldn't you agree,
않습니까?
Dante?
단테.
Wasn't sure what he was getting at, so I turned away to look through the window instead of giving him a reply. Not wrong, having a greater demon as your guide through hell would probably help.
보아하니 뒷골목에 기거하는.
Looks like there's just another pack of dirty rats living in the back streets.
마침 잘 됐습니다.
It's just the right time, Dante. You should make perfect targets for practicing your
더할
command.
나위 없는 조건이군요.
단테,
Dante, I skimmed over many details during our first battle.
생각한
You don't say!
제대로 설명할 시간이
You're short on
없었습니다.
time, after all.
하지만 그런 식으로만
That bro will
전투가
be slaughtered
이루어지면
frequently if no improvements are made to your strategy.
당신은
In
우리의
turn, you'll
삶을
have to endure
의미하는
senseless
고통을
pain over and
느껴야
over
하겠죠.
again to revive us. 5? You mean what happened earlier was...
네,
Yes, we were brought back to life because you
시계를
turned back the
돌려주었기에
clock.
우리는 살아나는 거랍니다.
Again, makes me think T-Corp is involved.
당장
I don't believe that much is necessary, Miss Faust.
파우스트 씨, 자잘한 담소.
Save the chatter for later. Sinners off the bus.
너희
전투에 대한 설명을 이어가죠.
Let's elaborate on combat. Ego skills are placed at the bottom of a sinner's column. Oh, I don't think we have ego skills quite yet. You send every sinner in a battle at once, yes, but commanding so many personnel at once will not be an easy task. Therefore, I'll form you on the appropriate number of participants depending on the particularities of each battle. On this occasion, 5 sinners will make an appropriate force. Select 5 sinners you would like to deploy for this battle. Select the lower half of each sinner's cards to deploy them. Select sinner you sang.
앞장서시오.
Hold on, select your sinners you would like to deploy for this encounter.
따라가겠어요.
네.
내가 필요해?
최선을 다해볼게.
Select a battle to begin the encounter with the currently deployed sinners.
목적지는 호기만소.
This power may increase or decrease depending on the face it lands on. 7-sided icons floating above both the allies and the enemies' heads are called skill slots. Because we haven't issued a command by chaining skills yet, the allied skill slots are currently empty. Grab the chain from the left gear, chain to one of the 2 leftmost skills on the dashboard. Grab the chain from the left gear, chain to one of the 2 leftmost skills. Okay. What do you want from me now? Okay. As you can see, the skill you just chained has been equipped to the skill slot. Equipped skills are displayed on the skill slot floating above each sinner's head. When the combat phase begins. Shut up. I need to turn that alarm off. Just a second. Here we go. Set that to the sane hour. Yada yada yada. Left, right on the dashboard to equip every center with 1 skills in their respective column. It's all the same this time, so it does not matter. Drag from. Done now. Select the gear on the right to issue your command, and the sinners will enter the combat phase using the skills you've equipped for them.
폭들을 제거하겠소.
At least they all fight at once. Please issue your command. It's all the same.
금방 다녀올게.
No, I will not be streaming until Monday morning. First of all, I haven't slept since starting Pathfinder last night. Second, my headphones are low on battery, so I might have to stop sooner than I anticipated. But I will be streaming tomorrow. But we'll keep going until either they die or we get to where I would normally stop. Appears from the center and their target both use attack skills against each other. Clash, their power is determined primarily by the skill they are using to clash. Clash between 2 skills, a skill with a higher power wins. Pay attention to the enemy's coins. When a skill loses a clash, it will lose a coin. If the skill loses a clash, as long as it has remaining skill coins, the 2 skills will continue to flip their coins and clash until one of them loses all coins. The skill has lost all of its coins in this clash will conclusively lose the clash. That means until the unit that won the clash gets to attack, while the unit that lost does not. See how power, which determines the outcome of a clash, is calculated. Please issue a command.
금방
These are
다녀올게.
all the same. Number is the skill's base power before it flips any coins. There's a skill's coin power. You can see how many coins these skills have. Number of coins determines 2 things. How many times the skill can lose the clash before losing all the coins. 2. How many times the skill hits when it attacks. Each point of the flipped heads will add the coin power of that skill to the base power of the same skill. Final power calculation. The power of a skill's final power is as follows. Base power plus number of coins that flipped heads times coin power. Coins that flipped heads will glow, while coins that flipped tails will appear dimmed. The resultant skill power is displayed here. Which means the loggerhead skill has the higher skill power, so the enemy's skill loses a coin. See, in this example, they continue to clash until one of them has no more coins left to flip. With remaining coins, ultimately wins that clash. Remember, winning clashes is one of the most fundamental aspects of winning the battle.
폭의 거울은 깨졌어.
Panic, overwhelmed. Disposal. Oh, you can hover over them to see who they're going to be fighting. I wanted to see if I could see what panic and overwhelm do. But I suppose we'll explain that another time.
됐다. 맛있는 거 준비했어, 단테.
The fight's already over.
아까보다는 쓸만해 보이는군요, 단테.
Click on the enemy to go into their sanity passive tab. That look much more useful than before, don't they? All got away save for one, though. Shouldn't we go after them?
놓친 적을
We're
걱정하는
worried over the foes we lost.
걱정할 건
No need for
없습니다.
concern. That's the direction we were heading anyway.
길이었으니
Karen,
그런
발판을 꽂고
metal touches metal. Up
신나는
for an
기분으로
exciting ride.
달릴게.
Now wait for the limited tutorial. This tutorial doesn't let you do most interface things. I'm sure they do that on purpose. Giving you one thing at a time. As you to play, then the last encounter will automatically be selected for the next, saving the trouble of selecting them again. Feel free to change them before entering the battle, however. Click the to battle button.
하라고? 나? 뭐
However, before we start this, it is my usual break time, so I will be back in a few minutes. Hello, I am back. Short break for when the ads inevitably go up. Okay, this time let's learn about SP or sanity points. SP has maximum value of 45 and a minimum value of negative 45. Please note the center's SP values can also be viewed here next to these orbs adjacent to the portrait icons on the dashboard. Please issue a command. Okay. All the same.
좋아, 간다.
Each unit's SP values change based on certain triggers. They tend to heal SP when favorable triggers when clashes or killing enemies, and lose SP with unfavorable triggers. The higher the unit's SP value, the higher the chance to flip heads when flipping skill coins. Allied units all won their respective clashes in the previous turn and shield their SP. This puts us in a favorable position. Please issue your next command. All the same.
폭들을 제거하겠소.
Please direct your attention to this unit's HP, health points. This thin line here is called the stagger threshold. This unit's HP drops below the stagger threshold line, they become staggered.
이 정도야?
Staggered units cannot take any action and take double the damage, puts them at a significant disadvantage in battle. Yeah, sure would think so. Post, favor, post, and post, dominating.
폭들을 제거하겠소.
That time was actually different.
맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Put the remaining enemies in panic states by defeating their allies in the previous turn, which dropped their SP. And as SP drops below a certain threshold, they may enter low morale or panic states, which inflict them with negative effects. Units in low morale or panic states are marked by these labels. Each unit gains different effects when entering low morale and panic states. Select this icon to learn what effects this unit is suffering from. Panic does not act for this turn. Is that it? Okay.
폭들을 제거하겠소.
벽을 난파해.
폭의 거울은 깨졌소.
손쉽구만.
Cancel ego before using it will return its resources. Give me a second.
뭐죠?
What is it?
저는
I joined this company because I was told that I'll be able to advance my career without slowing down.
그런데 지금은
But right now, it's nothing but meaningless violence, like they're rats or something.
의미가 없진 않소.
I object to this meaninglessness. Those were evildoers who attacked us. Bueno impossible. Okay.
시끄러워요. 좀 조용히 좀 해봐요.
Please just be quiet for a moment.
아무튼
Anyway, if we're all going to do is beat up people under orders like hired thugs, I'll have to consider changing jobs sooner or later.
입사 계약서를 제대로
I've
안
read your
읽으셨나요?
contract.
퇴사는
Resignation is not permitted. Fun.
계약하면서 말한
You think
이야기가
the contract is in its way if
거짓말이라도
it's based on
그
lies?
계약이 효력이 있을 거라 생각하는 건가요?
당연히 효력이 있죠.
Of course it does.
애초에 거짓말은
There were no lies
없었으니까.
on it. Huh?
네?
설마 제가 메피스토펠레스를
You didn't think Mephistopheles is built to be a mere means of transportation, did you?
메피는 항상
He is
배고프다.
always hungry. It keeps
그래서
crying.
울어.
It gets hungry.
엔진이 연료를 섭취할 때
When the engine ingests fuel, it yields a byproduct.
여러분은 그걸 통해 강해질 수 있어요.
Using that, you can grow more powerful.
이상 씨는
Sure,
잘
Yi
알고
Sang knows this
계시겠죠?
well. When all possibilities are drawn from the mirror,
모든 가능성을 끄집어낸다면
성장 또한 제약이
there's no limit to one's growth.
거울 속에 나는 나인.
Self in the mirror, my reflection, or another being entirely. Possibilities? You draw what, exactly? Possible check and pass a check even without the requisite sin. One of Mephistopheles' various functions is extraction. You can collect various identities and ego from here. Click the extract button. I'm not quite sure how this works.
누구보다
Click
신속하게
things? I guess so.
그들에게 침묵을 안겨드리죠.
Impeccable swiftness, I will render them silent. You acquired a new identity. Like new identities, an ego will be contributive to improving our combat performance. Well, let's return to battle. Battles can be accessed via the drive window. Obscura. Zero four possibilities. The top part of the sinner's card to swap them out for a different identity. Select Sinner Ishmael, if you will. As many you may select one of the identities you've extracted to deploy them into battle. Please select the newly acquired identity for Ishmael. The associations, section 5. Good work! Selecting identities appropriate for the particularities of each battle is the path of victory. Now, select the to battle button.
그럴듯한 예술이라면 더 좋을 텐데 말이야.
그렇군요.
You see,
이런 걸
this is what
의미했던
that was
건가요?
about.
너무 마음이 급할 필요는 없어요, 이스마엘.
There's no need to get impatient,
버스가
Ishmael.
향하면 자연히
As the bus goes forward, you'll naturally take on more important tasks than beating the life out of random crooks.
목표에 도달하는 게
I know you're eager to achieve your goals, but do try to have patience.
거울 세계에 있는 우리들의
This works by
모든
whisking
가능성 중
out
하나를
our...
끄집어내는 거니까.
Since this works by whisking out one of our limitless possibilities from the mirrored world, it'll have overwritten a part of our
곧
memories.
익숙해질 거예요.
You'll get used to it in no time.
뭐야?
Oh,
그거
hang
좀
on.
위험해
It seems a bit
보이는데?
dangerous, don't it?
이러다가 내가 아니게
I'm no longer
되는 거
my old self by
아니야?
the end.
여러분은 테세우스의
Don't mistake
배가
yourself for the ship of Theseus.
인격과 기억을 빌리기는
Fear that you
하지.
borrow the identities and memories. The system is designed to ensure that you don't lose control over your own existence.
거울에 비추는 나는
Careful your reflection may be, it is bound to vanish once you walk away from
거울
the mirror.
밖을 벗어나면 거울 속의 형체 또한 일.
저희가 어떻게 성장할지는
Your capability grows ultimately depends on you, answered Dante.
거울 세계의 다양한
For you to
가능성,
place the most effective
가장
figment of
효과적인
possibility
타이밍에
on us at the right
더 쉬운 일을
times.
하실 테니.
메타몰프시스를 말하는
I believe that's what you call metamorphosis.
네,
Yes, I suppose you could say that. It's a form of
변신이라 할 수
transformation.
있죠.
어머?
Ollie,
그런
where'd you
어려운
learn big
단어는
words like
어디서
that?
했대? 주워들었다.
I picked it up.
이 사람 저
Our
사람
profession required
많이
meeting people
만나봐야
with various
할 일이 있었거든.
occupations.
변신이라.
Roman, huh?
담소는 끝났나?
Chatting?
일단 길부터 뚫자.
Chill away first. You'll spend more time together than you ever asked for, so keep that combo for later.
나중에.
Plus skills, the same center are in chain, sim resonance, something, 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 something. Select a unit to view their detailed information window.
뭐야? 내가 보고
This is where you
싶었던
view
거야?
each character's basic stats. Corner. So review the list of skills and upgrade progress. Now select an enemy to view their detailed information. The chain has resistance values, and these values are to determine what attack type or affinity they are weak against. It deals damage is classified into two categories: 3 attack types and 7 sin affinities. Target's resistances categories can either increase or reduce the damage dealt. A higher resistance value on a unit means they'll take damage from that damage type. Check your enemy's weaknesses, select the skills, you can exploit them to deal more damage. These guys, select against slashing. Assume they're all the same. Suppose it shows on what each one, what they are. Slash. Slashing.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
해낸 거 맞죠?
In most cases, the unit with the leftmost skill on the dashboard will be the first to act among allies. Targeting the allied unit highest on the deployment order, an ally gains one additional slot with every passing turn. That means they gain an extra opportunity to attack. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
Use one of these buttons. Let the sinners choose what skills they want to use. It must be emphasized that leaving the sinners to make their own strategic choices could lead to suboptimal combat performance. Select Outcome Forecast. Clash Outcome Forecast appears at the top of the screen and beside each selected skill. Please note the forecast is not always perfect, but it is serviceable when quick decisions are necessary. So what, do they put you on turn timers at some point in the future? Let's do a full win rate.
그 예술이 뭔지 보여주지. 해냈어요. 해냈어요. 기다려.
고개 거울은
안 끝났어.
깨졌어.
완전한 침묵.
길이 열렸어. 하지만 베일
Road's clear, but Bird and Effie could have run over them just
길은
fine.
뚫렸을 거야.
What did I fight for then? Sensing a rattling agitation in my gestures, Virgilius stepped in.
진정하시죠,
So,
단테.
Dante.
걸음마도 떼지
It's not right to
못한
ask a
아이에게
toddler to run when it has
달리기를
yet to
시킬
take
수
its
없지
first steps.
않겠습니까? 걸어볼 기회가
You
있다면
need every opportunity to try and
직접
walk before you're
걸어서
made to run.
달리셔야죠. 그리고 단테,
Dante.
당신은
As
관리자.
manager, it's your job to manage your staff.
관리를 하는 게 업무입니다. 나는
I,
길잡이.
am the guide. I decide where we go and how we arrive there.
어떻게 개척할지는 내가 알겠습니까?
Get it? Yes, I understand the whole reference that you are. I was the weird kid who read the Divine Comedy in high school.
토달지 말라.
I haven't read all of these stories, but read that one at least. Don't argue with me. How am I supposed to not question a stranger who can't even hear me? Project Moon knows 90% of their fan base don't raid and or can't raid. Yeah, it's made very clear that they're like, well, this is what this is who the person is, and this is what they do, and this is what their story is about. It's like, I read the Divine Comedy. Thank you.
째깍거리긴 하는데.
You're ticking, so what did they say, Miss Faust?
파우스트.
별말 없었습니다.
Much.
긍정을 성대하기도
Some
하는군.
verbose agreement that was. Not should be enough to let me know
거기는
that you
무더기도
approved.
좋습니다, 단테.
그럼 내피
Yeah, Miffy, off we go. Woohoo.
야호.
결혼.
How are you feeling, Karen?
매우
Extreme excitement about to walk on air, reports Karen. Having to simplify the passive lists, literally outline important things with highlighter. This is a good change because people couldn't read the latest hard boss fight.
좋아.
Good. So where are we going?
베르길리우스,
Gilius, they'd like to know the destination. I believe I told you that already, Dante.
겠습니다만, 단테.
But just where are we going? With a sigh, the bus shuddered and started to rumble forward. It's a page as long as a fucking novel chapter. It's completely unnecessary. There are points where boss text, it's like, holy crap, why is it so long? Whereas other things, it's like 2 or 3 lines. 2,000 word skill descriptions. That is a lot. I'm inclined to agree there.
출발할게.
부릉부릉.
Departing from room.
지옥으로 출발하지.
Destination Inferno. So I assume that's the district we're in at the moment. I guess. Not gonna make too many guesses at the moment because I don't know enough. Face the sin, save the ego. Face the fear, save the future. Hello, new manager. Words acquired. I don't know what these are. Ration tickets, identity training tickets. So we can continue playing through the story. Room. This button to continue playing through the story. Sure, why not? Eco skills. Yeah, yes.
앞에 장애물이 있어.
Blockage ahead. Permission to room.
해도 돼?
That was what finally got me to open my eyes. After all, nothing beats blocking out your sight when you want to keep boredom at bay. There was much else to do on a bus whose destination was unknown to me. Lack of hidden memories certainly don't help either.
그래. 계속
Alright,
진행하자고.
let's proceed.
덜컹.
Hey, here come bumpity bumps.
비싼 세정제야.
Expensive washer
우리가
fluid.
큰맘 먹었다고
Eric said he paid a
그랬어.
fortune. Stuck the window gently dissolved, letting light through. Fun! The different sets of eyes on the bus are lethargically facing forward. Felt like a pretty gruesome scene, but based on the others' reactions, maybe this kind of violence is common in the city. Hey. Felt like they're awkward to close my eyes again now that I was wide awake. That's when that conspicuously bearded man grabbed my attention. I mean, glasses. I don't know where we're going right now. Far more conspicuous than his beard made me slip.
방금
Almost called me bug guy, didn't you?
다시 한번 말하자면
Once again, my name is Gregor.
내 이름은 그레고르요. 당신이 시계
Even though you're
대가리가
called
아니라
Dante and not Clockface. Couldn't find any excuses, so I just gave back a light nod.
어이,
Hey,
기사형아,
bus curly. Where are we
우리
headed?
지금 어디로 가는 거야?
다시 한번
Once again, my name
내
is
이름은
Caron.
카론이요.
Yeah, that's immediately hypocritical of you there, Gregor.
당신이 벌레 양반이
Same way you're called Gregor and not Bug
불리듯이.
Guy. Got you there, Gregor. She really
건져도
did.
못 건졌네.
베르가 말했어.
Said,
수감자들은
sinners will go to
사고를
District 4. What? Did District 4 fall upon my ears?
그곳은
Place is known to be the home of the Grass Maiden. Because the origin of the heroine's journey was the...
아까부터
What the hell, you're rattling on and on and on.
입 다물고 조용히 좀
Just
가지.
shut up and let the trip go in peace.
나는 아까까지
Why, I had remained silent until mere moments ago.
말 대답하지
Said to shut up.
이봐요.
Sorry, did you happen to realize you're being outer here?
죽어도 살아난다고 해서
You can't die, you sure as hell can suffer, no?
한 번만 더
Say that again.
옳은 말을 했는데도 돌아오는
Say the
게
right thing and
폭력이라니.
your first response is
수준
violence?
알만하네요.
Just how refined you are. Debated for a second. I step in. This is the part where I exercise my authority as the manager with dignity and grace. I think my urges me to do something. I know, guys. It's advisable to lose your... Okay.
모분조도
Is
모가지를 분질러야
against
조용해지지.
noisy crying hogs and tails scrag.
이유 없는 폭력은
Once this
용서받을
violence
수
should be forgiven, I will bring about
내가
justice.
응징하지.
Face. Oh, pardon me. Ooh.
이럴 줄
I knew this would
알았어.
happen. I left a spot on my clothes. Look, do you guys really have to fight next to me?
꼭 내 앞에서 싸워야겠어?
I must be mad. You haven't even reached your destination. They've already killed 3 of our own, that is.
이거 잠깐
Take a
한
small break
번이라도
without
가려고
anticipating
하면
trouble, can I?
사고를 치는군. 너희 넷
You 4,
이번
cleaning
달
duty for the
버스
next month.
청소다.
어째서?
Such unfairness. I merely sought the hand of justice.
잠깐.
Oh, also, tell them to do my laundry too. Blood doesn't wash off as easily as wine stains. Sheesh, dry cleaning's costly.
비싼 건데.
No one bats an eye at the lifeless janitors to be littering the floor. Maybe they're already taking their indefinite revivals for granted. But I don't even know how exactly I'm supposed to bring them back.
단테
Not today. I'd like you
시계를
to turn the clock back.
돌려주시겠습니까?
Clock?
그런 모양새면
Must mean there is a puzzled look where your face should be. I'll keep that in mind.
기억해두죠. 파우스트 씨
It's Faust. Julius gives Faust a tired nod and gestures to me. A small sigh, but still came to my seat, probably out of a sense of obligation.
처음 만났던 날에
The same thing you did the day we
당신이
first
했던
met,
일을 말하는
Dante,
거예요,
though I
단테.
suppose that was more of an
그때는
instinctual
본능으로
reaction.
해냈던 거겠지만. 자,
Now, let's try again.
다시 해보죠.
Close your eyes.
눈을 감-
No eyes to close. Blocking out my sight is something I've done. I have no reason not to follow Faust's instruction here.
사실
In fact, the
문은
door is
어디에나
everywhere.
있어요. 그러나 당신에게만
Under,
보이죠.
only you can see it. Stars never set
왜냐하면
in your sky.
당신의 하늘엔 별이 지지 않았으니까.
At that, I felt a thread of light creep into my sight. I lifted open my eyes, I embraced that light. I saw a space. I was alone there. A massive door stood before me. It wasn't a pleasant sight. Suffocating heat and agonized cries seeped through the gap. Hearing the endless laments and wailing for even a split second makes me feel faint. Approaching the door, grasping at its handles as if it's what I was born to do. Despite being seemingly heavy, pulling it open was surprisingly easy. Grip out in the door, thousands upon thousands of last whales lay within. Reaching inside, I grab a few unknown hands. I can feel the histories of different sins bearing their brands crawling up my hand and my arm.
고통을 나눌 준비가
Art thou prepared to share the pain?
되었나요?
Would that have been a question, or rather pressure to comply? Call forth the sinners, grasping my hand with all my strength. Again, I'm not yelling on stream. Terrible pain spreads through my neck and head. So crushingly severe, it makes me wish I were dead. I've been there. Indescribable sensation of bone and muscle twisting and tangling with each other goes on for what feels like an eternity. I was prepared to endure all this agony. I felt to kneel atop the pool of blood in helplessness. Then I see it. Trembles in the bloody pools, gradually growing into waves and bubbles rising from the floor. Soon that blood soaking the ground coalesced into 3 masses. The agony that seemed to last forever vanished just like that. So what you're saying is you're a reverse cow, because cows can go upstairs fine, but they can't go downstairs. As the lumps of blood rose into the stair and flew away, my sight was cleared of dreadful redness, returning to the crumbling bus. How's it feel to have your head back after it was severed? Is it exciting? As Heathcliff is restored to consciousness, he rubs his neck, mutters vulgar words, and approaches Ryoshu. Hold on, I just brought you back and you're going straight into another fight? Heathcliff turns around to glare at me. His eyes are those of a man devoured by blind fury. Isn't your job to bring us back? Your job's done. Step aside before I knock your dumb clock off. Please wait. Dante looks like they're in a lot of pain, so you really should... Before I could finish, Heathcliff's steel bat caved in the side of Sinclair's head. You can hear gurgles of a dying person violated my ears. Next time, clock face, you're crushed. Are we clear? You really are as coarse as you look. Was dying once not enough for you? Heathcliff tightens his grip on the bat and Ishmael's ready to swing her weapon as well. Have I seriously become the manager of people who can't be stopped even by death? Clearly, yes. I was lost in thought and all tension in the bus suddenly dropped and froze over. I think this team's in serious need of discipline. The sinners on a collision course stopped dead in their tracks. Old pair of red eyes cast a glare between the two. Rule number 1. Do not let me hear our weapons clashing inside the bus. If you break this rule as of now, you're going to be begging for me to let you die. Sure, you know I'm capable of that and more, right? Claire's writhing on the floor was the only sound breaking the silence. He glowered but couldn't bring himself to argue back. Dante, sorry about this. I need you to rewind one more time. Do that again? I'd rather die than have to bear that harrowing pain once more. I waggled my head in dejection. A faint hint of a smile on Virgilius' face vanishes as his expression shifts. Better open up while I'm still feeling generous enough to ask and offer apologies. Dante. I mean, yes, the Project Moon games are about making you suffer. Oh, in case you're simply you refuse simply because you don't want more pain, I can gladly help you with that. It's a degree of pain feel like nothing by the time I'm done. Surely you'll be a tougher person afterward, right? Did I hear correctly? I'm pretty sure our manager clearly declined your request. Not the time to step in. I was informed when I joined the company that the executive manager would be my superior, not you. Say that the manager has made himself clear with a shake of the head. I see. Ray has decided to step in. Is that it? It's my turn to make clear what I mean. The view of his eyes grew deeper, much to my dread. I don't really know what I meant to do as the manager, or if I even deserve to take this role. But I felt that I should at least stop things here so we don't get into an even bigger mess. Reviving one should hurt less than reviving 12 at once. Rewind the clock. It's okay. Noticed me motioning her to stand down and withdrew the red glow from his glare as if in mutual understanding.
잘 생각하셨군.
Good thinking.
관리자께서
Wish,
그렇게
manager. Heather seemed to want to add her input, but she promptly backed out and straightened herself out. The red door greeted me again, along with a twisting sensation. Trying to describe the throes I go through. Words can't express it in full anyway. Thank you very much. Claire stood up with a pained moan and bowed to me before waddling back to his seat. She is randomly determined within a given range each turn. Yeah, might as well keep going. Here are various teams from your 12 Limbus Company, sinners, and their identities. Sinner's window, selecting Sinner's identity portrait will show a list of their identities and ego. You can change your team from there. Select the All Identities or All Ego button on the right to view the full list of identities and ego for all senators. It can easier to design your team loadout. Team loadout menu is clicking anywhere on each identity's portrait loads into the edit team menu. However, in battle encounter team menus, the identity's portrait will be divided into the following two areas. Selecting the upper part of the portrait leads into the edit team menu. You must swap out the identities and ego of the selected center. The lower part of the portrait displays a sinner, which means that the sinner will be taking part in battle. Yes, this was already explained. Your team has certain battle encounters. However, in those cases, selecting around the sinners and portrait will display that identity to battle. Identity. Information. Oh. Button. Keywords. 20 teams. Attack types and affinities and ego. Some team codes. That team supports. Copy the team code for the currently selected team loadout. Paste the thing. Arm battles, you can deploy more sinners than the participant limit. In chain battles, you can deploy backup units in addition to participating units. Units feed mid-battle, the backup unit will substitute in to fill their place. Chain battles, battle not defend until all units selected for the battle encounter are defeated. Units that substitute in the field. Speed based on starting SP values. Units. Experiment with deployment bars, strategize prior to entering chain battles to gain an edge. That's listed in these factors and will not activate. Counter back unit. Substitution. Okay. Battle. Begin the encounter with a currently deployed set.
이 오티스 참전합니다.
저기 질문이 있네.
Pardon me, I have a question. Don Quixote suddenly raised her hand. Shoot.
첫 번째 규칙은 이해가
Barely
돼.
understood the first rule well. What is the second rule then? Really? Why are you so eager to learn that? Elias gave a cold stare to Ryoshu and just lit her cigarette. She looked back at him with a peculiar face.
두 번째 규칙.
Rule number 2.
버스 바닥에
Don't litter the bus or cigarettes. They leave burn marks.
자국 남으니까.
The bus fell silent again.
잠깐.
Now wait a second. The bus shouldn't be this quiet. Where's the engine's roar?
엔진 소리는 어디 갔나? 결혼
Why aren't you
왜
speeding
속도를
up?
안 내는 거지?
밥이 없어.
No food. Nephi is hungry.
배고파해.
잘 됐고.
Good. We could use something to lift the
분위기를 좀
mood.
환기시키지.
Dropping by a gas station? The ever Chili is casually plugging a fuel nozzle into the bus like an average driver felt alien.
차가 움직이려면
Car needs fuel to
연료가
run.
필요하지. 캐론,
Try flashing the
헤드라이트를
headlights a bit,
깜빡거려봐.
like stage lights.
무대 조명처럼.
댄스 타임이야.
It's dance timing.
잠깐.
Wait, if we do that, we're effectively asking to be
습격하기
attacked.
딱 좋은 상황이잖아요.
그걸 노린 거군.
That appears to be the intent.
네?
Sorry. I could hear someone slam the bus outside. Boy, leave all your stuff behind and get off. You've got 30 seconds.
10, 9.
You're really good at counting, buddy.
이봐, 20이 빠졌잖아.
Hey, you skipped 20 of them. Well, say your prayers for the other 20.
기도나 하고 있어라.
왜 이렇게
Finally
주변에
surrounded by
모자란
dullards
사람들이
left and
많은
right.
건지.
뭐라고 했냐?
Just say,
비겁하게
how
습격을
cowardly of them to ambush us. Must be villains without a shadow of a doubt.
자,
Alright, everyone
다들
off.
내려. 그리고 말이야.
One more thing.
최대한
You want them near
죽지
death,
않을
not
만큼만
dead.
해줘.
Got it?
알지?
Skills with the same affinity. Activate what's known as a resonance. Skills with the same affinities and activate resonance. Okay. Our skills with the same affinity. Yeah. Turn you on then? Okay.
좋은 전략입니다.
Getting 3 or more adjacent skills with the same affinity activates absolute resonance. Try activating absolute resonance using these skills. Activating resonance slightly enhances affected skills. Activating absolute resonance guarantees that every skill in resonance receives the boost.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 일스럽다니까요.
좋은 전략입니다.
18 has a unique passive. Supposed to be doing her
무슨
passive.
일인가요, 관리자님?
Damn. Says. Send damage with negative status effects. Resonant passive, but I think resonance is very handy.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
From left to right, resonance gives +1 offense level per match. Absolute resonance applies the final offense level up to the sequential chain, the entire A-res chain. So, with that chain of 4, then everyone that's in the chain gets +4, basically. Yeah, that's for absolute resonance. For regular resonance, it's just it's just the sequential +1s. Click on the top left of the screen, I'll show the list of available passives. Select my results icon. Right here. Own passive. Own passives automatically each turn provided you have enough ego resources to meet the requirements. To sloth. Skill gain ego resource corresponding to that skill affinity available here. So we got enough sloth. Resources in the previous turn. This own passive is already activated. Currently active passives will be highlighted. Upgrades. Place and support passives. Support conditions. Zero, deal plus 10% damage.
어쩐 일이세요,
Could be you?
안태님?
No, it's not. And not go passives.
무슨 문제라도 있으십니까, 관리자님?
볼 일이 있나요?
This blade slash blade. You're the one with Executor. What I can just do.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
순조로운 전략, 좋은 전략입니다.
First through a dungeon.
관리자님의 99% 명령과 1%의 제 실력을
99% your brilliant
결과였습니다.
leadership and 1% my competence. Here, select a battle, begin the counter with the currently deployed centers. I assume this entire first Kanto, or this first bit of it at least, is just going to be more tutorials about
따라갈 준비는
how the
끝났습니다.
game works. The guttural noise out of the bus lurches and splits open. A number of human shapes littered the ground before its maw. Some were still conscious, while others weren't exactly in one piece. The bus began devouring those served to it in the most literal sense, gluttonously, voraciously. Ryoshi watched it with a satisfied expression, seemingly determined to save it every moment. On the corner of my eye, Sinclair was clearly distressed.
다들
They all look like they're out of their minds. Don't you think so too?
그렇지 않나요?
The reaction got me curious to know their stories. Just to make sure none of you were forced to join, right? What I was involved in before, my head's change is a mystery. I myself was practically forced to join the company, judging from what I know at the moment. And maybe they aren't so different from me, or so I thought, when Claire's head drooped in response, like I struck a nerve.
그래요.
That's right, it was by my choice. I'll get used to all this, right? I guess if we were talking to someone other than me.
입사하지 않았어도 했을 일이요.
It's what I have done even if the company recruited me not. Look, the horde of evil approaches. Ah yes, more thugs to feed to the bus. Attack skills each unit also has a defense skills. Tap a Cinera's portrait at the bottom of the dashboard to swap their bottom skill with a defense skill. First, let's try selecting Cinera Marcel's portrait to generate a guard skill. Guard skill to gain shield equal to its power. Damage will be absorbed by the shield first before affecting the unit's HP. The close portrait. Evade skill. An evade skill if its final power is greater than or equal to that of the enemy's skill, they will completely ignore the enemy's attack, taking no damage from it. Evade skill, slip their coin once for every enemy coin flip. Warning, evade skills defense. Evade type defense skill's final power is lower than fail, an enemy's attack will strike with full force. Select enemy's cliff. Generate a counter skill. Counter skills allow the enemy to strike first and perform an unopposed attack against the attacker. Warning, if the unit is staggered by the enemy's attack, the counter will not activate. Tap the Cinera's portrait again to cancel the generated defense skill. Let's demonstrate the effects of each defense skill in battle. Chain the defense skills and start the combat phase.
시작한다.
So in the right circumstances, defense skills can be even more effective than clashing or attacking enemies. However, a poorly timed use of these skills can put the Cineras at great risk. Please note that Cineras will not select their defense skills unless you personally issue a direct command. Keep this in mind when using the auto skill chaining functions. Splashy boy. You. Want. But I may as well get some nuts.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
Why not? What passives did
무슨
you
일인가요,
have?
관리자님?
Should this not be active? I have 4 pride. It makes sense I don't have that one. There's only 3, but whatever. Sure, whatever.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
Alright. Resonance skills.
다음 판단을 부탁합니다.
That one popped up. Staggered.
무슨 일인가요, 관리자님?
Just want to see. Where exactly does it... I guess the RES means that's the resonance skill, right? When I see RES, my mind always says that means resist for some reason. Hello, the one and only Meat Puncher. Yes, I'm still learning the game, so I'm going to make mistakes until I remember things. So if I do that...
행동을 개시합니다.
should activate both of their skills.
쉽네.
I have only done the tutorial role.
보여? 마구잡이로 때려 부숴놨지.
After level increase. Oh boy, I remember this is what happens in early game. You get tons and tons of the sanity. Now I'm at 109 of 63. Think of Fallon. Sure. So you might still be tutorializing me.
배부르게 밥을 먹은 지가 언제더라. 기계 덩어리
Hey, when was the last time I had a feast? Even a big block of machine eats better than we do.
제공되는 식사는
Keep in mind that all meals are provided with appropriate determined quantities.
그 정도 먹어서는 기운이
Not
안
nearly
난단
enough to get me
말이야.
going. I heard Heathcliff shout, "You think I'm doing this on a full stomach?" Distance. But Rhodia seemed to pretend she heard nothing. Speaking of, does this bun run on stuff like blood or protein?
엔케팔린이에요.
Fallon.
로보토미 코퍼레이션.
Energy source Lobotomy Corporation treated. He's sitting here smiling. Oh yeah, thank you, Fallon.
이전 엘사 말이군요.
Previous L Corp produced energy using a singularity, though all that remains for the company now is rubble.
지금은 자네밖에 남지 않았지만.
맞아요.
That's right, which is why it's become a rarity these days.
하지만
However, Mephistopheles is capable of forcibly extracting Nicophalin from the body. Body? Yes. Pay for ethical Lobotomy Corp. Pose a question, watching Otis give orders to the other sinners and glancing at them all the bus in turn. Correct antival can only be extracted from the brain and the spinal nerves. It can be taken from live subjects for greater efficiency.
효율이 좋죠.
So that's why Virgilius told the sinners not to kill the assailants. Okay, and
그럼 해당
that's
부위만
why the rest
먹여도
of their
되는
body
거예요.
is what you're thinking. There is a point, as their blood and flesh can also be processed into fuel.
엔케팔린이 시동과
Gun
추적을
is used to
위해서
generate
필요하다면
ignition and thrust. The remaining
나머지
organic
생산물질은
matter is spent on
순항할 때
maintaining
사용되죠.
speed. That's reducing Incavalin usage.
엔케팔린이 되도록 천천히 소모되게 하기 위한 설계죠.
하이브리드요.
Hybrid. Do you really call it that when you use one fuel source? Also on display in how most of the vehicle's fuel is taken from branch facilities and it will be a sufficient source on its own. Most of one in one ear and out the other. Well, that's complicated. I got that it's tough work at least.
뭘요?
Mention it. Faust knows no
고생하지
struggle.
않는답니다.
고생은
The
우리가
only
하고
doing the
있지.
hefty lifting would be us. Hey,
빨리 장 봐.
manager bud, more
온다.
incoming. Yeah, more tutorializing. Adjusting density of information on screen during combat. Top right of the in-battle screen, there's a button adjusting information. Minimum, medium, or maximum density. Some information display. Configuration, this is default setting applied when first starting the game. More information is shown compared to the two settings. Medium, display. Minimum information display. That's only for when you're super familiar with the game. These are all slashing. Probably the best.
해보겠습니다.
저층 낙엽하오.
아름답진 않네.
Should actually read what the skills do. Thinking. Keyword on that one.
금방
Not sure I like the chain so much
폭의 거울은 깨졌어.
versus just clicking on the ones you want.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지. 제가 하는데요. 아름답진 않네.
저층 낙엽하오.
아름답진 않네.
But on midnight, since I'm doing dailies now, is truly useless.
고작 이 정도로 들떠한
Not your artist with his enough to
예술가의
rouse you.
자격은 없는 거지.
Let's see. Tutorialize something I would like you to let go of the chain on a clash for a moment on the next fight.
목표인가요? 손쉽죠.
어이, 적당히 끝내라.
Okay, that's enough of that. We're expecting a guest any time now. Dead poking his head out the window. A guest? Who?
처음으로 가는 던전이니까.
Determined that we'll need a guide as this is our first trip to a dungeon.
저 혹시
Excuse me, maybe the people
림버스
from Limbus
컴퍼니에서 오신
Company.
분들 맞나요?
Someone approaches us slowly.
맞나 보네요.
Looks like it. Just about. Ooh, that's a terrible noise. Thank you. Must have just about finished its meal, crunching on the last remaining bone chips. You're watching differently before introducing yourself.
예전 엘사에서
You're a
근무했던
former
유리예요.
employee of the
잘
previous
부탁합니다.
Corp. Look forward to working with you. The L Corp, do you mean? Has to be Lobotomy Corporation.
네.
That's right, we'll explore our former branch facilities of Lobotomy Corporation, also called the old L
엘사의 옛
Corp.
지부들로 향합니다. 저라면 불러도 절대
Were
안
you, I
했을 것
wouldn't have taken
같은데.
part in this.
추락한 날개라니.
Being a fallen wing and everything, and your employment ended on pleasant terms.
무슨 소리야?
Come on about. Any point in your life would be
보고
pleasant as long as you
돈만
got money to
함께라면
spend.
뭐든 유쾌한 기억이 된다고.
Not sure that's true.
거기는 아직도
I heard this place is just still teeming with monsters to this day. Oh yeah.
괴물이
There they
아니라
are.
환상체요.
Not monsters, abnormalities. The rumors are true either way, but there are more
하지만
important
더 중요한
matters.
것들이 있죠. 지부 가장 깊숙한
Deepest
곳에
reaches of these branches are neoplastic
피어나기
plant-like
시작한
growths holding the essence of
엘사의
L Corp's
기술의 핵심
technology.
정수가 존재해요.
단테,
Dante, if you remember, I believe I offered to let you finish engraving your aspect a few days ago.
정수.
The essence, those golden boughs in our hands, it'll
그
be easy as
정도는
pie.
어려운 일도 아니게 될 겁니다.
But aspect still makes my head ache. What was I trying to do? Oh, ad starting. Bye bye. Okay, ad over. I am back. What was I trying to do?
억지로 떠올리려고 할 필요는 없습니다.
No need to rouse your brain, try to remember what you can't. It'll come back in due time.
전부 알게 될 테니까요.
Learn to slow, not deface. Placid advice. Alright, for now I should focus on what I currently know and see. Lobotomy Corp, we're scouring. We might find some antebellum too.
아,
Oh, doesn't mean we don't have to
그러면 더
take people
이상
into our vehicle?
사람들을 갈아 넣지 않아도 되겠네요.
Temporarily, maybe.
거기다가
We also
운이
grab some ego if we're
좋으면
lucky, so that's
애고까지
3
얻을
rats
테니.
with 1 stone. Ego, that's another unknown term that makes my head tilt. In any case, it seemed rather weird to keep talking to each other when we had a guest on board. And someone else seemed to agree.
유리 씨는 무슨 일을
Siri,
하고
what
있나?
have you been up to since the layoff? It's best shot at making some conversation with a well-meaning smile to put the newest passenger at ease. Browse him to Twitch due to a lack of practice, but it's no big deal.
내가 보아하니 그대는 해결사일
Appears to me that thou art an honorable
그들에게서는
fixer, said that all fixers exude the noble scent of heroes. Oh, Dawn, you're silly. Zuru is nodding lightly. I heard her smile out of a deep sigh. I don't know who gave you that idea, but fixers are anything but noble or heroic.
해결사는
The only
그런
scent you'll
영웅들이
smell is the
아니에요.
miserable stink of wage slaves.
초라한 봉급자의 부질없는 냄새라면 몰라도
Oh, just like real life.
금세 다른 밥벌이를 찾는 게 쉽진 않았을 텐데.
Couldn't have been easy to find another job so soon. Good that you're holding up.
아직은 계약직이에요.
For now, I'm just a contract worker.
아하, 굳이 다시
Ah,
이곳으로
that explains why I
기어들어온
decided to
이유가
crawl on back
그거였네요.
here.
예전 직장으로
They promised to promote you to team leader or something if you struck gold in your former workplace.
주겠대요.
실적을 세우면
The contracts might get extended if I return with results.
그렇지.
Right, it could result in something you risk your life for if you want to earn a permanent spot.
아, 그거 참
Oh, and a
부질없는
feudal life, that
목숨이네요.
is.
아까부터 왜 이렇게
What's with the sarcasm? Something a problem?
마음에 안 들어?
글쎄요.
I don't know. I
처음부터
have a problem with every single thing I'm hearing right now.
마음에 안 드는 거 천지라.
Affected by the abrasive attitude, Yuri quickly took an empty seat. Looking back and forth between the two, Gregor returned to his seat as well, scratching his head. I can't seem to get used to being around these people.
빨리 배어드는 편이 편할
It'll be
거야.
beneficial for you to adapt to them sooner than later, Dante.
결혼
You're on, time to go. I guess he's taking her seat.
내 피부에
Happy's tongue revived. Kieran's raring to drive. So you wanted me to let go of the chain on a clash? So... Not sure what that does. Numbers in the middle and above the skills: 4 and 3, 3 and 3, 3 over 11, 3 over 6. So basically, this means my ending roll can be anywhere from 3 to 11, while theirs can be 3 to 6, depending on what the coins roll, on what the coins can add. Meanwhile, if I do this one, I've got 2 or 9, and they've got 3 or 6. So if I lose, then I can't win, but if I win, I automatically win for that one. Negative coin tutorial? Not sure what you mean by negative coins. Better, these are both the same skill. Rear 10, 4/10. These are just unopposed. Do green here. Sure, why not?
그 누구도 볼 수 없게. 때렸어요.
형 이 정도야?
완전한 침묵.
Here they're staggered and overwhelmed, so this is just free.
해보겠습니다.
폭의 거울은 깨졌어.
Still slashing, eh? Suppose they'd all be that for what's still in the tutorial stage, pretty much. These are the same, these are the same, these are the same. Get more resonance doing this, though.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
셔츠는 낙엽하고
다음은
폭의 거울은
남겨드리죠.
깨졌어.
형 이 정도야?
Whether we should take advantage of this. I think these are all the same. Wonder what this last one's grayed out.
금방 다녀올게.
아름답진
Oh, it's because I have a stagger, okay.
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
다음은 완전한 침묵. 깔끔한 전투였어요.
That was a smooth battle. I was able to see through all the enemy's weaknesses. Sure, I'll take that. Oh, I was recommended to roll on this, was I? Why not? Let's see what we get, if anything. Well, I don't know if you just click on this. Suppose you do. I don't know what green means.
관리자 양반. 불꽃놀이 좋아하나?
The association says Sector 6 Gregor. Andrew Bud, you like fireworks? Yes, but only from a distance, because I've gotten hit with fireworks before. It doesn't feel good.
본측 이스마일. 제가 도와드릴 게 있나요?
LCCR Assistant Manager, Ishmael speaking. Is there anything I can help you with?
넌 예술의 극치를 본 적 있냐?
You've seen the pinnacle of art? I'm here to
난
find
그걸
it.
찾기 위해 왔어.
I'll practice an act of fire in the name of love and hate, Don Quixote.
불꽃이 필요하신 거라면 피워드립니다.
If it is fire you need, then I'll provide it.
훈련실에서 펼쳐지는 예술이
You wish
궁금했나?
to witness the art performed in a training room? Got another.
그래요. 그렇게
Very good.
가만히
Still be
있어요.
gentle.
상처난 고기는 맛없으니까.
Burger Snack 3, Wing Beat. Ishmael.
자, 맛볼 시간이다.
Paradise Reissue.
기어코 저를 찾으셨군요.
Ego, Red Sheet, Sinclair. Wow, this one here. Anyway, it's time to drive. Nah, you could do those, but I'll drive more. Why not? 210 pulls is not very much. I've played enough gacha to know that. Ego. So I'm gonna apply that to her. Because why not? Red eyes. I have no idea what the difference between any of these are, to be honest. Funny gun, that doesn't tell me much, to be honest. I'll have to look more into what each does at a different point. We got new with you, Gregor. Have you in a different suit? Sure, why not? That's a good database for info. Don't pay attention to tiering. Yeah, whatever.
목표인가요? 손쉽죠.
저 근데
Sorry to ask.
지도는 제게 있는데
If I have the map, how do you know what
길을
roads to
어떻게
take?
알고 가는 건가요?
Answer this, the bus keeps speeding anyway.
그건 말이지.
You do have something to lead us.
감이지.
Intuition.
카른의 감.
It's intuition.
네?
What?
분홍머리.
Pinky here, explain why you keep rubbing that odd paper in Karen's face.
계속 이상한 방향으로
See,
가니까
going in
그렇죠.
weird directions. Take a
이
look at this
지도를
map.
보세요.
Our destination is to the
우리가 가는
southeast of
쪽은
here.
남동쪽 방향인데.
Karen reluctantly gives the map a cursory glance, says she couldn't ignore the thing right in front of her eyes.
마음이 향하는 곳.
Follow the heart,
그곳에
that's where the true
진짜
path
길이
lies.
있었으니.
벌써
Here, you must all follow as our hearts
마음이
lead.
향하는 곳으로 나아가야만 하네.
그냥 지도 보는 법도 모르는
Just name that you can't read a
길치라는
map.
거잖아요.
제가 하고
The
싶은
words right out of my
대신
mouth.
해주실 줄이야.
Ishmael put a palm over their respective faces at the same time, also if they were in sync.
우리 기사님
Did our driver make a new friend?
생겼나 봐. 분홍머리가 계속 제잘거려.
I think he keeps on blabbing. I know the way.
아니 그러니까
No, I mean,
방향이
you're going the
잘못.
wrong direction.
앞에
Look
또
ahead, more
장애물이야.
obstacles. Do I vroom vroom?
부릉부릉 할까?
아니 카론 기다려봐.
Wait 1 second. Looking nice bus you got there. Why don't you give me a ride?
메피스토 팰레스의
Guess Mr.
후식
Softways could use a helping of dessert.
내리지.
Not now. Please be fed just a bit more. He's so put off. Let's see, what have we got? It's owned. That's owned. Oh, Splash Boys. Same with this.
조심 1번. 똑바로 잘했어요. 침묵을 안겨드리죠. 쓸모가 없.
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
I'm still aren't I? Yes. Doesn't matter too much which one I go there, so I might as well look for that. What was that? No, that's
해보겠습니다.
control on the last one in the middle row.
완전한 침묵.
3. I've been using any red. $3.10, $4.12. That one this time, why not?
폭들을 제거하겠소.
Yes, I do see the faint third row.
해냈어요. 완전한 침묵.
Hello, Ilifo.
깔끔한 전투였어요.
Yes, it is me, Smash Hit Streamer, who has 9 viewers at the moment. The projection of the next skill, so it'll come down after you consume the ones on the chain. I see. So you can see what's coming on the next turn on the third row. Trio, why not?
빨리 끝내고 밥 먹으러 가자고. 카론, 이쪽이 동쪽일까요?
Karen, tell me, is this east or
서쪽일까요?
west?
카론은 두 가지
Karen only knows 2
방향만
directions, Mappy's front and
내 뒤의
back.
앞쪽과 뒤쪽.
I thought you said west.
지금까지 방향도 모르는 사람이 어떻게
How do you come so far with a driver who has 0 sense of direction?
카론,
Karen, like I said,
그러니까요.
the sun rises from driver's seat, 3 heads gathered together over a map. While one of them might have been at a slightly different elevation from the others.
꼬맹이,
Peter, aren't you going to
너도
join them
저기
too?
있어야 하는 거 아니야? 무례한 소리! 난
Beg your
어린이가
pardon?
아니라네!
I'm no child, and most certainly not little. Off from Don Quixote Shaker, fist sky high at road, yet I notice a bitter gaze falling upon the moon over the corner of my view. Starting to think that Yuri Gal might have put up with a rough childhood. Turned around and take a glance in my direction and shook his head and went back to looking at the driver's side with his chin resting on his hand.
딱히 어린 편도 아니야.
Wouldn't be on the youngest side either. Some nests used to conscript anyone old enough to hold a knife.
동지도 있었으니까.
Nests. A nest is basically the center of a district if my memory is correct. Those nests used to get into wars with one another in the past. That happened often.
아주 없는 일은 아니었지.
Frequently, but sure as hell did happen.
관리자 양반.
Interested in learning about wars, Manager Bud?
만나 봐.
Oh, I'm not really curious about the details, just gathering info I should know as the manager. I was about to go on, a glimpse of Gregor's expression I caught from the side stopped me in my tracks. I seem to be fixed somewhere far more distant than the driver's seat.
그런 자세를 뭐라고 하고 싶은 건
Don't get me wrong, Manager Bud. I'm not trying to criticize you or anything. Heck, it's actually a pretty stand-up attitude for a boss, I'd say. Slowly continued, taking a pack of cigarettes from his pocket.
그래도
Still, ignorance is a gift you should savor while you have it, if you ask me.
일단 알게 되면
As you're burdened with knowledge, there's no going back. A word, he lit a cigarette.
아니요. 방금
Should have turned right at that intersection.
괜찮아요, 카론.
Okay, Karen, we can turn around at the next
조금만 더
junction.
올바른
The woes of a driver.
고단해.
People telling me where to go instead of letting me just drive.
뭐 지금 더 급한
Well, looks
건
like we have more pressing matters at hand. I think right, Manager Bud.
그렇지 관리자 양반.
Your cat gold with cigarette smoke still in his mouth. Still curious on what he'd been through, but he's right that I should focus on other things for now. Man, showed up right before our bus-shaped doorstep too.
옥신각신을 그쯤 해라.
Enough squabbling now. More enemies inbound. My pals from that bus, you sick bastards! Are you nuts? Yes, clearly. Pay for this. We were just gonna leave with the bus, but now I gotta see you all bleed.
베르. 연료들이
Fuel's
시끄러워.
making a fuss. Trying.
카론, 2명
Yeah.
이상 시끄러우면
Karen will get
어지러워.
dizzy. Many males are being noisy.
걱정할 필요 없다.
Nothing right about Karen. They'll shut their mouths soon enough.
조용해질 테니. 전원
Off the bus. Skipping once again. Yep. See, I thought that was just a locked row in the back there, but that's for the next turn, eh? That's useful for planning your ego. Same. And then 414. Do this though.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
제가
꺼냈다. 맛있는 거 준비해줘, 단테.
Brigade. Keep power down. I don't have any that use it at the moment. Actually, I'll do.
폭들을 제거하겠소. 폭의 거울은 깨졌소.
갓. 벌써 부서졌나? 쓸모가 없고.
You see, you don't get all the ego if all the skills don't go off. Kill something too early, you only get for what you spent the hits on. You any different? Not really. I need 3 own for that, eh? Not.
해보겠습니다.
똑바로 서라. 나무 인형만 벌써 부서졌나? 쓸모가 없고.
these.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
폭의 거울이 깨졌어.
똑바로 서라. 나무 인형. 벌써 부서졌나? 쓸모가 없군.
자, 다시 지도를
Okay, let's look at the map again.
카론, 딴청 피우면
Alright,
안
can you please
된다니까요.
focus? Looking at the trio arguing over the map once again, a question arose in my mind. Wait, this bus was specifically made for Limbus Company, right?
정확히는 저희들만을 위한 버스라고 해야겠네요.
It's made exclusively for us, to be more precise. Isn't that basically what I said?
그게 그 뜻 아니냐고
You
생각하고
appear to be
계신 것
failing to
같네요.
identify the nuance. It's weird, I don't think I spoke that part out loud. Is the clock broken or something?
그 정도는
You can
째깍이지
tell that
않아도
much
알
without
수
hearing it
있어요.
verbalized.
파우스트는
That's the thing that Faust doesn't know, after all. Anyway, it must have taken a long while to get it out of the oven, especially with that mouth on the side.
예상한 만큼 걸려서
It took the expected amount of
만들었을
time.
뿐이에요.
She's downright oppressive to talk to. Ugh. Pardon me. Not bored, I'm just tired.
파우스트는 천재예요.
Faust is a well-renowned genius. She knows the ins and outs of the city.
어이, 그렇게
Fine, if you're so
뛰어나시다면
smart,
저
why
앞에
don't you
가서
help those
길부터
twits at the driver's side
찾아주지
figure out the way? Can't sleep a wink with
아까부터
constant
저것들이
bickering.
시끄러워서 잠을 못 자겠잖아.
파우스트는 오지랖쟁이가
Faust is no
아니에요.
meddler. She answers to questions but doesn't chime in without being asked first.
묻지도 않은 것을 말하지는 않아요. 그리고
Additionally, there is no greater joy for a human being than to ponder on problems in order to grasp an answer. Faust would rather not spoil that delight.
뭘 골똘히 고민을 해봤어요.
You wouldn't get it.
공감을
I
하죠.
doubt he's pondered on anything ever. So he Cliff's grip on the bat tightened, however. Virgilius casting a glare his way, he clicked his tongue as he crossed his arms and forced his eyes shut. Why they're so vitriolic.
나랑
Me
마음이
both,
꽤 맞는
Manager
것
Bud.
같네, 관리자
You and me
양반.
both. Gregor snickers, the bus started again. Canceling ego before using it will return its resources.
훈련장만큼의 즐거움도 주지 않는 건가? 압도적이니
Another level up.
다시 훈련에나
Not running out of Ankefallen anytime soon. Thanks. That's why not. The battle to begin the encounter with the currently deployed sinners.
목적지는 호기만소.
그래,
Yeah.
혹시 저
Greg, you know
지들과
those
아는
pals?
응?
Give me a break. There's no way to
이
know someone
뒷골목에
in the
내가
corner
아는
of the
얼굴이
back
있을-
streets. Your face goes dark the moment he looks out the window. Heads? Like the other miscreants we run into, they were part insectoid. Not to anything.
단테,
Goodness, you guys
머리가
took a
시계라서
block. I would
다행이야.
have gagged my manager was a huge bug.
저런 쳐다볼 때마다 헛구역질했을 것 같아. 저거
Isn't that the same type of augmentation you have, Gregor?
저런 징그러운 벌레들.
Such disgusting insect heads to their necks on purpose.
너한테도
You
해줄
better
거
stay
없는다.
away. Wouldn't want to catch the pest, eh? Is that true?
정말이에요?
장난이야.
Just a joke. Does my sense of humor not fly with
센스가
kids your age?
이상한 건가?
Yep, that was pretty mean. While Gregor was scratching his head, the bus made a languishing sound and came to a slow, deflating halt.
과거 G사에서는
The past
대부분의
G-Corp had
직원들이
procedures on most employees to give them biomimetic weapons like the one Gregor has.
그레고르 씨,
He used to work for the old
예전
G-Corp,
G사
Gregor? That
출신이었어요?
company must have been... Well, she remembered something unpleasant, but didn't speak further. Gregor wore a smile on his mouth, but his hardened eyes were resting downcast, just as a moment ago.
저런 분들은
Wonder,
평소엔
were people
어디서
like them
주무시는
sleep at night?
건가요?
세상에는 하늘
For many, the sky is the roof over their head, and the stars are their firelight.
사람들도 많은 법이지.
아, 풍류가 있는
So they're the
분들이로군요.
poetic sort. I don't think that's what he meant.
보아하니
And unless my eyes deceive me, they're intent on obstructing our journey.
방해 내려야 하지
Are you
않겠어.
gonna get off, Gregor?
그리고
굳이 날 찝어서
Care
말하는
to explain why
이유는
you're calling my name specifically?
글쎄
Who knows? I don't feel like rambling
남의
about someone else's
추억을
past with
내
my
입으로
own tongue.
떠들고 싶진 않은 걸. 앞장서 그레고르.
Take the lead, Gregor.
이유는
You know
네가
the
잘
reason.
알잖아.
고약한 사람이네.
One nasty fellow. The soldiers with the heads of insects gathered near the bus.
어디 앞장서는
Not too fond of being in the vanguard.
안 좋아하는데.
넌 뭐야?
What are you?
왜
Why does your arm look like ours?
있지?
가만.
Hold on.
낯익은
Seen that
얼굴인데.
face before.
주로 포스터나 잡지에
Been flyers and magazine covers, I'd bet. Gregor, do you know them from somewhere? Not really important right now, manager. I think we have time for reminiscing.
옛날
신경 쓰이긴
That arm
하지만
bothers me.
아무렴
Whatever.
어때?
Point is, can't let you through.
이 앞으로 못 지나간다.
Is that so? I suppose we can't talk this out.
그런데 이것들은 왜
Why are they showing their buggy
대놓고
sides out in the open
걸레
anyway?
거야? 어린애들은
Make
마주치면
kids cry.
눈물부터
We'll have to take some
터뜨리겠어.
concealing lessons from our Greg over there,
티라도 더
right?
나면 좋잖아.
내가 특이한 케이스.
Not a special case. The procedure made those buggy parts grow on the head most of the time.
이걸
Although,
운이
I'm not sure if I'd
좋았다고 해야 할지
consider myself
모르겠지만.
lucky.
이유는 모르겠지만
Feels like they're trying to stop us from getting to the branch facility for some reason.
향하는 걸 막으려는 것 같았어요.
이들도 황금 가지를
They have had the
내리는
golden
거야.
bow too.
그럴 그 정수를
so.
말하는 자는
Be many that are after. There ought to be many that are after the essence.
각각이 바라는 소망.
Creators has their own wishes.
테고.
Is that true?
왜 날 쳐다봐?
What's that look
내가
for?
알
I
리가
haven't got a
없잖아.
clue either. Let's learn how to use ego. Ego gives centers unique skills that can be used regardless of the identity they are wearing. Beck's Center Heathcliff's ego. Let's look in Heathcliff's portrait at the bottom of the dashboard. Press and hold. Every ego currently equipped by Senior Heathcliff are visible here. Okay. Using ego skills consumes ego resources and SP. The amount of SP consumed by each ego is listed on the top left corner of its information card. Select this ego body sack. If you don't have enough ego resources to use the ego skill, each ego skill requires a certain number of ego resources to activate. Here you can view the number of ego resources and their affinities required to use this ego skill, since we do not have enough orange, less, and purple envy ego resources. Your current ego resources reserves here. And each is an affinity for ego resources. It will still be unfamiliar to you, but you can check which by defending each ego's affinity resistances in the detailed window. Current ego resources can be attained by using skills during battle. For example, an envy colored skill will grant an envy resource. So to have it, the units currently in the field possess skills and affinities we need. Put them to use.
예술이 뭔지 보여줘.
Win rate button or sinners to choose their own skills based on clash win rate. You can see the enemy is about to launch a powerful attack against Center Heathcliff, and it's unlikely he will win this clash. He's about to clash with a difficult enemy skill. You can use an ego skill to turn the situation around. Their high power makes them especially effective against strong enemy skills. Their unusable ego skills for which you have enough resources will be indicated in the shape surrounding the center as shown here. Small Center Heathcliff. Double clap. Yes. Plot. Different ego skill in the same slot, or swapping it for a defense skill. Will unequip the current ego skill and refund the ego resources spent to equip it.
그 누구도 볼 수 없게.
The cost is consumed the moment the ego skill begins to attack. Be warned, the Sinner's SP drops too low may cause them to panic or being corroded by their ego.
이 안에 담아주지.
다음은 침묵을 안겨드리죠.
Seal starts putting here, unlocks the ego passive. Once the turn in which the scene use the ego skill ends in the battle, there's an extra skill's unique ego passive will activate. You can view detailed info about the ego passives in each center's detailed info menu.
왜? 뭐?
Alright, I don't like to beat Sammy again. Okay. Tutorial is notoriously bad. You mean for Ego in specific, or just the tutorial as it's been so far? Oh, there go my headphones. I suppose I'll finish this node and then I'll stop for tonight. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna sit here and play with no sound whatsoever on my end. Okay. No, that's still on, not so clear. Can't use yours. These are the same. It's better. These are the same.
셔츠는 낙욕하오.
Use the ego again, eh? All you need to know until Kanto 4 is how to press win rate. True, I could do that, but I kind of want to learn how the system works while I'm on the way. So I'm actually trying to read everything. I don't want those.
누구도 볼 수 없게.
In the house launching to the influence of started replacing backlash with the ego. That's when you get to the focus block of the browser becomes much more important. Doesn't make sense. These are all resonance. Not gonna get many of those, am I? These are the same, I think. Yes. Here we go again.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
Why not?
아름답게 있네.
이 안에 담아주지.
완전한 침묵. 깔끔한 전투였어요. 적의 모든 급소를 파악했거든요.
That done, and well, there's that. Want to see specific egos for selecting centers for a team who can produce ego resources, then try out and support random rats. That is a good point. Unfortunately, I am going to be stopping early because, like I said, my headphones have fully died at this point, and I don't want to sit here streaming with absolutely no sound on my end, because that is not as much fun for me. So I'll be streaming again tomorrow. I'll be starting at noon my time, so 3 p.m. Eastern. And I'll just be continuing with this. See how far we get. I'll be streaming for 6 hours tomorrow. For now, that will be all for me. Thanks for coming to watch, and have a... How did this get opened? Get out of here. Thanks for coming to watch and have a good night.